Hey ladies, sometimes you gotta ask yourself a simple question. Why would this man choose me? What would be the reason this man chooses me? I have a list of why I chose him, but why would he choose me? And if he's all these things on my list, am I the things on his list? Because ma'am, the men that we work with, right? The men that we hold accountable, the men that we're talking to in these videos about their masculinity, they're punctual. They're working on being punctual because at some point they weren't. But that man who is consistent in trying to be punctual to everything in his life, he does not like the woman who takes an extra hour to get ready to go on a date. He's not going to vibe with her, right? The man who eats really, really good and avoids going out to eat and avoids drinking and avoids smoking, and he gets up at 5, 6 in the morning to go to the gym, because remember, you said you wanted a man who's fit, who got a six-pack. That man does not like a woman who's lazy and she eats whatever she wants all day and gets takeout at 9 o'clock at night. He's not going to want that woman because she's not going to align with him. That man who isn't just having sex with randoms, who isn't just having sex with the women who want to sleep with him all the time, he's selective with where he puts his penis. Is he going to want a woman who also has not been selective? Who also just entertains a bunch of dudes in her inbox, and there's a bunch of guys that text her and she says, oh, well, I don't really be having sex with them. But he's gonna say, but you're giving your energy to them. Even if you're not giving your body to them, he's not gonna align with you. See, what we're doing now, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand, we're talking to guys about where we all failed. They're able to watch a guy like me, a guy like many of the others on our platforms, and say, these guys failed at all these areas, and we're going to tell you how to fix it so you can become better men. We're holding men accountable because we understand we messed up. We understand that we did a lot of things we shouldn't have been doing. So now we're trying to correct those things. So those men that are getting themselves together, that are fine-tuning all the little things about them that they failed at in the past, those men are going to be interested in different types of women. Sis, nobody's saying you got to make 100,000, 150,000. You don't need 18 rental properties and 5 Bugattis. But these men do want you to work on yourself just like they're working on themselves, because we know to become the best version of ourselves as men, we have to work on ourselves every day. Being on time, having our appearance together, having our hygiene together, speaking clearly, making eye contact, giving good handshakes, right? Being accountable as fathers, being financially responsible, not just spending money on whatever we want, but saving when we need to, investing when we need to, having a good time sometimes, but understanding that we got to plan for the future. We getting ourselves together. So that man doesn't need you to be rich. He doesn't need you to look like a supermodel. But he does need you to at least exercise a little bit. He needs you to at least clean your house once or twice a week. He needs you to at least dumb down the drama from what it was last month and the month before that and the year before that. And he does need somebody who maybe on their page or on their social media platform, they're not always using curse words. They're not always reposting profanity. They're not always talking negatively about the opposite sex that they do want to fall in love with one day. So understand something, ladies. We know the work needs to be done over here on this side. It absolutely has to be done. And it's getting done. And we're holding ourselves accountable and looking at ourselves as men and saying, bro, you're doing the same thing I was doing 3 years ago. You're a bag of shit and you need to turn it around. See, we don't have no problem saying that. But what needs to happen is then on the other side of things, the accountability needs to be there as well. And you need to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I want one of those men who are being held accountable and changing himself daily. So I need to hold myself accountable and start changing myself daily as well. You can't expect to get a man who's on a high level in a lot of areas, ma'am, if you're not in any area for real, other than your finances. Because a lot of y'all making really, really good money. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful. But baby girl, if he's on a high level with all the things in his life, I don't know how much your money's going to matter to him if you're late all the time. If you answer your phone every time it rings when y'all having conversation. if you don't know how to respond to him correctly.